This is Lola Lee T.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to a 90-Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, Season 5, Episode 2 recap. So, in today's episode, Gino was ready to meet Jasmin. He is madly in love with her. He just wants to be with her. Gino hasn't been seeing anyone seriously since his divorce. Jasmin is younger, and he seems to really like that. In this episode, we learn a bit more about Jasmin. Of course, she's beautiful and she knows it. She's a teacher. Actually, she's an English teacher. She's a mother, and she has two boys. One lives with her ex-husband, and the other lives with her mother because she was struggling during the lockdown. So now he lives in the countryside with his grandmother. We learn that Jasmin lives with a roommate. Both Jasmin and Gino wanted some privacy once he got there. So he sent her some money to rent a hotel suite, and the room was absolutely gorgeous. So, from the looks of the suite, it looks like he spent quite a bit on the hotel room. It had a great view and it had a kitchen, but we all know that Gino doesn't have a job. He's actually living on his savings. But hey, this man is so in love with Jasmin and he just wants to make her happy. He wants that alone time with her so he can knock her up. So, as I mentioned, he used the money from his savings so he could get that hotel suite. But the roommate could have stayed with a friend to give them a bit more privacy, and then they could have saved that money. But that's just my thoughts. They also have some really huge trust issues. Gino lied about his age when they first started talking online, and that lie didn't score any points at all with her because Jasmin doesn't trust any men. She thinks they're all cheaters because, in spite of her being so gorgeous and perfect, her ex husband still found a reason to cheat. So, I don't believe that men cheat because their girlfriends or wives are not attractive. Men cheat for all kinds of reasons. Jasmin said she did her best to keep her looks. She cooked, she cleaned, she did everything to be a good wife, but he still cheated. She says men still cheat. So, Jasmin is naturally suspicious of every man now. And she has Gino send her photos and video evidence that he's not cheating on her. So, this girl has some serious trust issues. She has some, she is so serious about not trusting Gino. And this is not a joke. I always thought that the person that was the most suspicious about someone else cheating was always the person that was cheating themselves, or it was always the person that had something to hide. So let's move on to Caleb. Caleb told his parents about his plans to travel to Turkey to meet Alina. He didn't want to tell them about meeting up with a girlfriend because his parents are religious. But his parents did interrogate him. They wanted to know why he was going to Turkey. I think they knew he was going to meet up with a girlfriend and they wanted to know everything. So Caleb told them she was actually a little person. She was about 3 feet tall. Caleb told his parents that she often gets tired with walking around and needs to use a wheelchair to get around. So when Caleb told his parents that, of course, they became very concerned about whether or not their son was ready to be in a relationship with someone with special needs. Funny enough, Caleb was actually more worried about sex than anything. He's never actually dated a little person before, and he wasn't sure about what kind of sex they could have and what positions were no longer feasible. Oh my God, Caleb. You should be worrying about other things. Maybe you should be worrying about picking a hotel that is accessible for your girlfriend. So I'm beginning to wonder if dating a little person for Caleb is more of a fetish than anything. I mean, he's meeting her for the first time, and sex is the only thing on his mind. But he is a guy, so I don't know. Like I said, maybe he should be thinking about how to accommodate her. So Elena's family was also very worried about her trip, so they convinced her to take her best friend along, and her best friend is also her roommate. They wanted to make sure that she had someone with her in case things with Caleb didn't go the way she planned. And they wanted her friend to be there for emotional support and also for security. What a fantastic friend Alina has. Huh. So let's talk about Memphis. So Memphis couldn't wait to get to Tunisia to marry Hamza. She literally wanted to get married the first day there. But she doesn't know Arabic. He doesn't know much English. She hasn't met his family. She hasn't met his parents. She hasn't met his friends. She hasn't seen where he lives. They use a translator app. Imagine the only thing they can agree on is sexy time. And this is when they have phone sex. Or she just gets naked for him on camera. No imagining necessary here. This is actually true. That is the only language that they seem to be able to speak to each other, which is video phone sex, but they cannot communicate verbally. And what they are doing is actually frowned upon in his culture. And I guess he doesn't really think that his parents or his family or friends are going to be watching this show. So Memphis is also a parent. We know that. She has a great co-parent relationship with her ex-husband, but she didn't tell her boyfriend about the one night she spent with her ex. She said it was a dark moment for her and she didn't sleep with him. They didn't sleep together, but she did spend the night at his house and she failed to mention it to her boyfriend. And apparently, she also has never had an honest conversation with him. But how can she have an honest conversation with him if they do not speak the same language and they're using an app? And so many things can get lost in translation when you use an app. We find out in today's episode that Hamza doesn't really know how stubborn Memphis can be or that she's a hothead. Even her own mother calls her impulsive. She said Memphis rushes into things without thinking and that her temper can get out of control. Now, that is a foreshadowing. So, Memphis is realizing that she's used to American men, men who wouldn't necessarily mind her taking the lead. But how do you know if men from Tunisia are willing to deal with that? Are they okay with women taking the lead? Will Hamza be okay with Memphis taking the lead? How will he react when she takes the lead? How will he react when she does ask him to sign that prenup? Will he be okay with that? And I think she does realize that she's going to have to change in order to be with Hamza. But does she realize what a sacrifice that's going to be? And we've seen this play out with Brittany from another season of 90 Day. I don't know. Is Memphis willing to allow Hamza to take the lead? We shall see. So later in the show, we see Mike. He seems like a very nice man, very sensitive, very kind man. He's 30 years old. He's a firefighter, actually a volunteer firefighter. He likes entertaining himself with Legos because they relax him. He lives at home with his father and grandfather. He helps to take care of both of them. What an amazing man. He's dating a woman named Ximena. I think I'm saying her name right. And Ximena is from Colombia. She's beautiful. And Mike and her met online. They've been talking for a while now. Mike was ready and hot to propose, but he and his girlfriend have some serious communication problems. She doesn't know how to speak English. He doesn't know very much Spanish. He knows a little bit of Spanish, but not much. So talking to each other is a huge problem. Mike was so ready to marry his girlfriend. He wanted to move her into the house with his dad and grandpa, and his brother had to talk to him about this. His younger brother said he sometimes feels like the older one because he sometimes has to protect Mike. I mean, like, I'm going to just say it. Mike does seem, I'm going to just say it. Something is a little off with Mike. Mike comes off as being very naive. I mean, what does he think is going to happen when he brings her to America? Is she going to be okay with helping out, with taking care of his family members? Or does he think that maybe she will want to start a new life with just living with him? Maybe she wants to have a house just with him. These are issues that I think that they really need to talk to each other about before he brings her to America. And then we have Kim and Usman. Kim is dating Usman, aka Soja Boy, who desperately wants his music career to take off. He wants to come to America. He was married to another American girl. He was actually married to baby girl Lisa. But I'm not 100% sure what happened with that and why he didn't make it into the country, because I know he was married to her. So I'm not really sure why he didn't get his green card, but it looks like he might have another possibility with Kim of coming to America. So Usman had this poor woman travel all the way to Tanzania to meet up with him because he told her that she could potentially be his girlfriend. And I mean, I guess that was enough for Kim. I think that Soulja Boy Usman realizes that Kim likes him more than he likes her. So I feel like he has the upper hand in the relationship. We all know that Usman was speaking with other American women. He was even dating one when the relationship ended because supposedly she got jealous of his fans liking and commenting under his pictures. I think that's BS. So Kim isn't a jealous person, and Usman's first word to describe her was loyal, and he said he was looking for this after his ex-wife. Oh my god. Oh my god, Usman, how can you do this to Kim? She's such a nice lady, and I hope she realizes sooner than later what is happening in the situation that she's in. I really hope she realizes that she is being used. So Alina and her best friend arrive at the hotel. She's very disappointed in Caleb that he was not mindful of her special needs. This hotel did not have an elevator, so she had to go up 2 flights of stairs, which was very difficult for her. I honestly do not think that Caleb understands her limitations, or he doesn't understand what her abilities are or what her disabilities are. Yes, the hotel was beautiful, and I think that is all he's really thinking about. There were several problems with the hotel. Of course, one of the problems was that the hotel was not accessible. The second was the bed was too high, which included the toilet being too high. I mean, how does he expect her to do all of that on her own, especially even if the toilet is so high? That would mean she's going to have to take a chair with her everywhere she goes. And apparently, the bed was too high even for her very tall friend. This is all so strange because when she first told him that she was going to bring a friend, he didn't want her to bring a friend. But I think it would have been so hard for her to manage on her own without him because she's in a wheelchair. Plus, she had to deal with all the baggage. Then, now she had to come to that hotel room. And how would she have gotten up the stairs on her own? Caleb was obviously not thinking. And the only thing that Caleb was thinking about, well, we all know, right? The 90s. Caleb was only thinking about 99 positions. I'm actually very disappointed with Caleb. I'm also disappointed that it's 2021, and I really think that all hotels should be accessible. Moving on to Gino. Gino later arrives in Panama. He met with Jasmin for the first time and they kissed at the airport and they did their little baby talk and everything was going great until they got to the hotel room. Okay, time for presents. Gino gifted Jasmin with an unwrapped electric toothbrush. I guess nobody has had this talk with Gino. These types of gifts are off limits. Presents like toothbrushes, mouthwash, toothpaste, frying pans, irons, hand sanitizers, Ziploc bags. A better gift would have been something more personal, maybe some perfume that she likes, or maybe something personal like some sort of jewelry. So we all saw it. Jasmin pretended like she liked it, but she hated it. She also didn't like his second gift, which was the pregnancy test. This guy is too much. And of course, we know he wants to start trying for a baby right away, but she doesn't want to rush into things. I mean, like, they are still getting to know each other. And we find out that Jasmin is also hiding the fact that she is on birth control. And it was at the hotel that Jasmin asked to check his phone because she wanted to check up on him. So Gino told her that his phone has facial recognition. That's the only way to unlock his phone. And her first response was to say, that's good because that way she could unlock his phone while he's sleeping. I mean, if Jasmin has a baby with Gino, she is absolutely crazy. I mean, she doesn't have to have a baby with him to get the green card. And it's not a good sign that facial recognition is being used to unlock his phone. He's going to have to change that and put a password so that she can check it whenever she wants. And also the fact that Miss Jasmin is not being honest, that she's on birth control. It's pretty obvious. She doesn't want to have a kid with him. And I cannot say that I blame her, but she doesn't trust him, in my opinion. And maybe he shouldn't trust her because look at the things that she's doing. Look at what she's hiding, which means she's hiding other stuff too, besides the fact that she's on birth control. What else is she hiding? What else are you hiding, Jasmin? So that's it, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. What are your thoughts on this episode? Do you guys think that Jasmin is cheating on Gino and that's why she's so suspicious of him? What other things do you think she's hiding from him? Do you guys think that Memphis is going to allow Hamza to take the lead in the relationship? Do you think that Hamza's parents are going to like Memphis? Do you guys think that Alina and Caleb are going to get along? What is going to happen once Caleb gets to the hotel? Do you guys think that Usman is using Kim? What do you guys think of our newest addition, Mike? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys.